Hi everyone. It's 3:31 on Monday, June 13th, Eastern Time, and this is Jack. I'm here to host the live session on our most recent Kickstarter for the DUEX Max. We'll just give it a couple more minutes for more people to join, and we should get started shortly. Okay, and sorry if I'm looking at different places. I have a laptop and a cell phone set up for YouTube Live and Instagram. And now let's start in 3 minutes. Those of you who are joining now, we'll be starting in 2 minutes, just giving 2 more minutes for more people to join. Yeah, and I'll be kicking off the session by answering a couple of questions, common questions that's in the Kickstarter comment forum, as well as my message box. And in addition to that, um, feel free to just ask in the comments box. We have someone moderating, and I'll be able to answer them one-on-one, one by one. And the people who are not able to join, this video will be recorded and we'll post it on Kickstarter as well as our Facebook page later.教呢？ Okay, so it's 3:35. I'm gonna go ahead and start. So thanks again, everyone, for joining. This is the Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube live session for our most recent Kickstarter, the DUEX Max. And by now, I think most of you should have received the DUEX Max. If you haven't, we'll probably be emailing you for address correction issues. There's still over 100 backers who have not filled out our pledge box survey. We'll need that filled out as soon as possible so we have the address and be able to deliver the product. And in this session, I'll be going over, let's see, 3 items. First is just address the issue on the magnets falling off the laptops. Second is the kickstand not being stable to hold up the DUEX Max in kickstand mode. And lastly, just I wanted to give a demo on how to install the DUEX Max on the back of your laptop. I saw questions about, oh, hey, my laptop is 17 inches, not 15 or 16. How should I place it so I could use it? Okay, so let's start with the issue with magnets. So yes, a subset of the DUEX Max that were shipped out have adhesives that weren't sticking to the back of the laptop correctly. They would fall off once you place a certain load on these magnets, and after a while they would shear, and some would fall off, some would move instead of being stationary, causing the DUEX Max to be slanted. during use. So we actually just received these last Friday. Um, these are new 3M adhesives that we've tested for over 2 weeks now. We have a couple of monitors hanging on our glass wall, 3 of them, plus 3 or 4 more at the factory level. So we're able to test these at different temperature levels, and these are holding everything in place. So for those who are affected by these issues, in the previous update, prior to the one about announcing the live session, in the previous update, there is um, a Google sheet where you could just fill out, and we'll ship out these probably starting this week. So a couple of backers mentioned that they didn't see the Google sheet. So at the end of this session, I'll be posting that link again. Be sure to fill it out so we could get these adhesives to you as soon as possible. The second issue with the kickstand, I know it has been a bit frustrating. This kickstand is very stiff. So when you first use it, it snaps back into its original form. You really have to just be able to flex this kickstand. So I've been flexing it both ways. This is one of the ones I've received from the same Kickstarter shipping batch. By flexing it, it's less elastic. So I have a DUEX Max. So you just I have to tilt my camera. So it's a lot more stable once you just give it a good flex. When I first took this one out of the box, yes, it kept on snapping off the back of the DUEX Max, but I flexed it for maybe, I don't know, a minute or 2 minutes, gave it a couple of, just simply by doing this to it for about a minute, and then it won't snap back as easily as it once did. So it's a lot more stable. Just gotta flex it a little bit. Now, there's also the issue where, sorry, we have a moderator. I just want to make sure I answer everyone's questions. Okay. Okay, yeah, the magnets are falling off the kickstand. So it's the same issue. It's we use the same adhesives on the kickstand magnets, as well as the same that's being shipped out for the magnets on your laptop. So just fill out the sheet. We'll replace the adhesives, and this will fix the magnet issue on the kickstand as well. Just want to make sure. Sure. After so this is the kickstand issue, and we have a backer talking about tracks that are too shallow, and it's the DUEX Max is not hanging on the back of the laptop correctly. So for those, we'll need to actually replace your unit. We're working on a plan to reach out to people who have the issue. It's not just the shallow track. We've realized after going back to the factory, the radius or the rounded corners on some of the magnets are too big. And when you have a really big round corner, if basically on the edge of the magnet, it causes the DUEX Max to slip off. So most likely we'll just be replacing the entire unit because it's kind of hard to tell whether it's a magnet issue or a track issue. So we'll just make sure that all of the replacing units have the correct radius on the magnets, and that should resolve the issue. You just have to bear with us maybe for another week until we figure out a plan. We're working through the adhesive issues this week, and also trying to just ship out the last bit of Kickstarter and Indiegogo orders. We have all combined maybe 200 units left that needs to be shipped out between the two platforms. And then we'll be able to start reaching out to people and replacing the ones with the shallow track or the magnet issue. And lastly, I just wanted to give a demo on how to install this product, and especially for those who are using larger computers, 17-inch computers, how to offset it. Do you have the template? Yeah, just give me 1 second. Okay. Can you post images so we can identify the bag magnets? Um, it's not the magnet issue isn't so obvious. Um, let me see if I can find some. So I'll try to post a picture that outline exactly what I mean. It's kind of you won't be able to measure it. You need a special tool to measure the radius on the magnet. So I'll post it, and that way at least everyone know what I'm talking about. Um, okay. So this is the this is the template that we ship out with each DUEX Max. Um, so essentially, you guys probably seen this. It's just a piece of paper with 4 holes in it. Now, for 15-inch laptops, we normally just say, hey, pulls this thing right in the middle. The DUEX Max can slide on the magnets, and the length of that slide should be able to accommodate the width of the laptop, both on the left and the right. That's why we recommend the DUEX Max to be used with 15.6 to 16-inch laptops. Obviously, it works with 17-inch laptops as well. So on 17-inch laptops, you just have to, once you decide whether you want it on the left or the right, you just offset this. So the edge of this piece of paper lines up with the edge of your laptop. Just offset it and place the magnets in this off-center location, and that way your DUEX Max will just pop right on. So a standard installation, just put the template on the back of your laptop, put the 4 magnets on. Once that's on, you give it a press. It's nicely adhere to it, and then just clip this right on. So it should be pretty much centered on the laptop. I'm using a 16-inch Mac. When you use it, you want to slide it to the left, and then you want to deploy the screen. So this extra portion that overhangs, it enables the laptop to swivel the display, so it can swivel forward. When you're done, slide it back. It should look like this. Then you give it a little more push. Now it's completely concealed and back to the center of your device. Okay, now I could, so I went over the 3 issues I had on my list, and yeah, I'll be ready to take more questions. I'm just gonna check my phone for questions. Okay, I've looked at updates 5, 6, and 7. I don't see a link. Let me see if I could pull it up on my phone. I can tell you exactly which update it's in. But I mean, regardless, I'll be posting this again at the end as an update on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. So okay, I have it pulled up. I'm just gonna see if I can find it real quick. It's update number 18. I posted that on May 24th. That's the one that has the link inside. Yes, it's at the bottom of the update. Okay. I don't have a switch in the office, but oh, actually, I do have a switch in the office. I could demo this. Okay. So this one is actually dead. We're charging it right now. Uh, what you do is you have to connect the original power source of the switch to the DUEX. The DUEX has two ports. Despite the different symbols, they're actually universal. So you have to connect the original power source of the Nintendo to the DUEX first, and then you just connect the cable that comes with our device from the switch to the DUEX, and it should work. So I'll touch base on this again towards the end. We'll just let this charge for another 10 minutes or so. If your MacBook has a plastic cover or shell, can you put the magnets on the shell? Yeah, absolutely. Um, I used to have a cover on this laptop. I took it off, but yeah, it'll stick just fine. With especially with these new adhesives, there shouldn't be any issues. Um, Oh, Campbell said, "I love my screen, by the way." Well, I forgot to say this in the beginning. We really appreciate the support. One of the reasons why we keep coming up with new products and keep launching on Kickstarters is just seeing our backers being able to extract value out of something we've created, but with our hands. That type of gratification is it's hard to put in words, and that's what really keeps us going. And I think this type of support um, is so important to our company or any other smaller companies who are creating hardware. So once again, appreciate everyone's support. We'll be launching a new Kickstarter soon. Stay tuned, and it'll be launching on somewhere in July. It's not going to be a portable laptop monitor, so you don't have to worry about obsolescence. It'll be a new product that we haven't done before, and it'll be really exciting. Thank you again. Will there be new versions of the Trio Max? Um, yeah, I think so. So the Trio series, long overdue for an upgrade. We have a couple of new products in the pipeline. That one is slated, hopefully, launch early next year. And you know, right now, as far as timeline, it's all up in the air. But I hope by early next year we'll have a great launch on the Trio series. Oh, sorry. So, Backer asked, my Indiegogo update on 524 was update number 5. Can't see anything there, but you'll be looking in your update today. Yes, sorry about that. I posted the sheet to Kickstarter because that issue had happened initially on Kickstarter. And when I posted that issue on Kickstarter, we haven't started shipping on Indiegogo yet. So, I will be posting the Google Sheet today. And, as soon as you guys fill it out, we'll start shipping this week. That is about the adhesive issue. We're shipping out new and tested adhesives to both Indiegogo and Kickstarter backers. Do the magnets leave marks? No, the magnets themselves, they don't leave any marks. These adhesives are residue free. It's pretty easy to put on and take off. You, as you can see, it's a clear gel type of adhesive. Now, I want to say they don't leave any marks. They're residue free. You could pop them off with a business card or something. Just slide something thin underneath the magnet, give it a little push or shear it back and forth. Once the adhesive deforms, it just pops right off. Now, I just want to talk about how to put on these magnets. Um, it'd be it'd be great if you use forceps or tweezers. Try not to get any oil from your skin on there. Just place it on the back of the magnet. And when you peel it off, make sure you pull on the tab. This way you avoid any contact with the adhesive itself. And that way we could ensure that the adhesion is at its best level when you place it onto your laptop. Next question. Does Mobile Pixel work with Linux? Uh, yes and no. So our monitors, the DUEX Max, they run off of DisplayPort signal when you connect it to USB Type-C. If your Linux machine has a Type-C port that supports DisplayPort, it's plug and play. Now, if it does not, our monitor will not work with it. For Windows and Mac, if your laptop does not have a DisplayPort enabled USB Type-C port, you will have to install our driver. And we do not have a driver for Linux. And that's why I say it's yes or no. So it's really contingent upon what your machine is capable of. Do you guys do a collaboration? Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on what type of collaboration. We definitely collaborate with a lot of people on social media. We do all sorts of user-generated stuff. We collaborate with people to beta test our new products. And in terms of distribution, um, yeah, in the US, we're pretty much in all of the retail outlets, the .coms, but internationally, we're always looking for partners to take this product on. Yeah, so feel free to ask any other question. We have another 7 minutes. The Nintendo Switch just turned on. I'll just give it another minute before I demonstrate the Switch. I don't want it to shut off. Well, actually, we should be fine. So I'm going to demo the Switch. Okay. So the Switch is on. This is the power cable that came with the Switch. So you want to unplug this, plug the power into one of the ports on the DUEX, and now you take our cable and you connect it to the Switch. So it doesn't matter which end. So this is the Type-C end. I think the Switch may have just died. Oh, no, it's on. So now the Switch is being displayed. So I don't actually play video games. I'm not really sure how this thing works, but I do know how to get it to turn on. So yeah, basically, the power cable into the DUEX Max, and then the signal cable from the DUEX Max to the Switch at the original Nintendo Switch USB Type-C port. Yeah. So basically, it's pretty straightforward. Unfortunately, our display, they do not come with speakers. So when you use the Nintendo Switch, you would have to wear headphones. Okay, we have one more question coming in. Okay, so somebody said, so that's the detail I hadn't seen before, that it needed to be the Switch cable. Yeah, the Nintendo Switch has a trigger on the inside. The power brick it comes with delivers a very specific current. So the switch will only turn on once it receives that power from the original switch charger. Nothing else will turn the switch on. So essentially, the reason why we use it is because to get the switch to output video signal into our display, that very specific power needs to be delivered to the switch first. Otherwise, the port will not turn on. So the original switch power cable is needed. You cannot just power the display off of the Nintendo Switch's battery. Yeah, we're nearing the end of this live cast. If anyone have questions, you could feel free to post it on Indiegogo, Kickstarter, or beneath the update I will post later today. The video of this session will be posted on those websites as well. And as always, feel free to comment, ask questions, and we'll be able to get back to everyone as soon as possible. And I do apologize for not being able to respond to comments and questions right away. We're a pretty small company. There's only 8 of us, and most of them were packing boxes. So it's all out effort. We're just going into town with these shipments, and now we're nearing the end of it. I think our response time will be much shorter. Um, and I think somebody said making it yellow will make a huge difference. Uh, well, we don't plan on launching any yellow products, but we will be launching a yellow desktop mat. I don't know how interesting this is to everyone, but I just want to throw it out there. Um, yep, we'll definitely be checking our message box after the live session, and we'll respond soon as possible. Yeah, and we have about 2 more minutes, so feel free to ask any other questions. I'm more than happy to keep answering. Um, yeah, so I don't see any more questions coming in. I guess, thank you everyone for joining this session. Really appreciate the opportunity to be able to speak to all of our backers directly. I mentioned before, we wouldn't be able to do this. I think this was our 4th campaign without your support. And just I guess, a small preview, we'll be launching a new product in July. It's not a portable monitor, and I think it will be a great addition to people who use their computers on a daily basis. So stay tuned. Um, cool. Well, thank you very much, everyone. I think we're ready to wrap this up. So I'll look forward to speaking to you everyone again during our next session.